everyone, Josh here from Bricktowne. Welcome everybody to a special presentation of the game No Man's Sky. As you may or may not know, No Man's Sky just updated with No Man's Sky Next, and it's basically providing the game that was quote-unquote overpromised 2 years ago. Now, they have been updating throughout this whole time that it's been out since 2016. There have been 3 updates. And today, what we're going to do, the plan is, real quick, we're going to talk about the past updates, and then we're going to go through the new stuff that Next brings to the table. And then the idea is, I've recorded 2 sessions. One was yesterday, before the patch came out this morning, and then I just finished recording the new Next update version of the game about 20 minutes ago. So the idea is we're going to do a little bit of discussion here. We're going to talk about the updates. We're going to talk about expectations and what we like, what we don't like from the old version as compared to the new version. After that, starting hopefully within a week or 2, I am trying to get together a crew of people to play No Man's Sky. I think it's cross-platform, although I haven't heard definitively one way or the other if it is going to be compatible between Xbox One and PC, but that seems to be the case for most of the newer games, so I have a feeling that will be part of the update. But either way, it's multiplayer. I know people who have PC, so I'm trying to get together a gang or a crew for No Man's Sky to really get that full multiplayer experience. If you're a cool person and you have a PC and you're interested in maybe joining up, send me a message. Let me know either on my Bricktowne Media Facebook or I don't check the Twitter that often because I don't really have that many followers on the Twitter. But yeah, either through the Facebook or here in the comments section. I read all the comments all the time. So yeah, if you think you can chill and have fun and just kind of like, play the game or whatever, then yeah, let me know and perhaps we will get you on board. And yeah, I want to get 4 players because you can have up to 4, so that's actually 3 other people. I have a couple of friends who may pick up the game soon, but either way, I've got at least 1 empty spot. So with that being said, we are now going to dive into the past updates that we have seen from No Man's Sky over the last 2 years. Oh, and before I forget, I would like to thank everyone real quick for coming out to Bricktowne, making this channel grow as it has. I really appreciate all the views and likes and comments and all that stuff. If you've come out earlier and you're here for podcast style stuff, definitely look forward to more open for discussion in the near future. It's just not as easy to line up podcast guests as it is to sit down and play a video game and then record it. So this channel will be gaming and it will be a podcast. It's just going to be a matter of time before I can start to really balance the two. But so far, your support's been awesome. I really appreciate, again, like I said, the likes, the shares, the comments, all that's great. And yeah, I just want to thank the community, and I do. So thank you. Okay, so we are going to start talking about the past updates for No Man's Sky, and if we're going to do that in chronological order, which my mind insists we do, we're going to start with the Foundations update. As you can see here on your screen now, we are looking at the website for the official Foundation update, introducing update 1.1. Today we're excited to bring you the Foundation update. It's the first of many free updates to come, and we're looking forward to you getting hands-on with it. Here's an outline of the updates, but we encourage you to dive in and discover for yourselves. We have some new game modes, and it says there's a normal mode. This is the original experience. They added the creative mode, which allows free exploration and creative freedom, and or the survival mode, which will test players with more extreme conditions. So they added a little bit of lore, I suppose, some death quotes. Oh, in survival mode, interesting, okay. Which I've never played. I already have a hard enough time on the normal mode, so I don't really mess around in survival. But yes, so here you can see some new base. You just kind of start here, but now you can build up and you can build out, and you can get all kinds of cool variation now in the building pieces. You can find and claim uninhabited bases. That's something they added over the galaxy or so or whatever. Uninhabited bases kind of like laying around, which is great. You don't have to do too much construction. You can just kind of move in. Or you can construct. There's also the new teleportation system they added, and storage. Build shelters to take refuge from storms and atmospheric damage, and claiming a new base will destroy the old one, refunding all of the resources. Now, again, this is back this is back in 2016 or early 17 when they came out with this update. So things have definitely changed, and Next has really opened this up. So this is no longer the case, but anyway, as is true with any of this stuff. They also added in farming, which is something that I have not gotten into. But yeah, you can grow and harvest crops. 10 new plant types. There we go. Okay, very interesting. Yeah, these would be the things like at least in the update, this is oxygen, that's zinc. They all have carbon or mordite. Anyway, automated harvesters gather resources continuously. Now, see, this is a thing that I never really got into either. There's a whole bunch of technology that I just have never really built yet, and I'm excited to try and do so with this new update. I did have a freighter, but I got rid of that save to do all of this new digging here. But yeah, you get some freighters, which are awesome. They help your storage space increase, immensely. You can, all of a sudden, you've got a star drive where you can hop between different solar systems, which is awesome. This looks like kind of like the Enterprise, and I appreciate that. And then we've got some new resources added to the game back then as well. So that's pretty cool. Removed artifacts. Yeah. Neat. It's kind of like what we're going to be doing, a little bit of before and a little bit after. So very foundational, motion blur added, some basic stuff, I guess you could say. Oh yeah, they definitely smooth things out. You can see the jagged edges here, and then now it's nice and cleared out. Yeah, look at the stair. You can see it definitely in the staircases. Anywhere where there's a lot of parallel lines that aren't exactly flat, you're going to see those artifacts. I mean, this still looks cool, but that just looks way better. Here are some general patch notes. I'll just kind of scroll through these things. I'm not really going to read every little thing. All kinds of good stuff. All right, let's move on to the next patch, which was the Pathfinder Update 1.2. As you can see, right off the bat, we have more vehicles. We have land-based vehicles, which is awesome. This little hovercraft dude right here is amazing. I love it. I can't wait to build another one. Pathfinder Update 1.2. The Pathfinder Update introduces planetary vehicles, base sharing, PS4 Pro support, ship weapon specialization, permadeath mode, and much more. It shows the path for the future. So again, we're always setting up and getting ready to build upon it later on. So we've got some awesome new planetary vehicles. Each of these, of course, small, medium, and large, have different amounts of space, for holding inventory. They always, of course, they also have their benefits and downfalls and stuff like that. Super maneuverable, but not much carrying space in the middle, and this is not very maneuverable at all, but it's a powerhouse, and it can hold a lot of stuff. So we've had some visual updates in the Pathfinder update as well. Let's see, what do we got here? Okay. Okay. Medium, ultra. Oh, right. Okay, I see. So, bam, so much more detail. Like if you look right here on his back, look at the scales show through, a little bit more depth, a little bit more color. Yeah, yep. That's awesome. Even the consoles and the metal table behind him. Nice butt. That butt got way better. High and ultra resolution textures, more accurate ambient lighting, horizon-based ambient occlusion, high contrast lighting effects, crepuscular rays from the sun. That's a $20 word right there, crepuscular. Improved post-processing with several filter options, and HDR mode for compatible monitors and televisions. So there's the old versus the new. Definitely an improvement. And, oh yes, also own multiple ships. I got the freighter in one of my older gameplays, and yeah, I had like 3 ships, I think, and each was a little bigger and a little faster or whatever, so. And the new update, next update, they've even improved on the ships and added real classes and different specializations and stuff, which is awesome. PlayStation 4 Pro, allowing 4K resolution, 4K rendering, good for Sony players anyway, moving on. Exocraft. So the smallest exocraft is the Nomad. What it may lack in cargo space, its hovercraft makes up for it in speed, agility, and its ability to glide over water. Yes, this thing is boss. This is like probably the first vehicle I'm going to build, and it really, really opens up your planet. It's amazing. I love it. The mid-range exocraft is the Roamer, a great all-rounder capable of quickly crossing rugged terrain and adapting to most situations. And then we've got the Colossus. This is the largest of the exocraft. This lumbering behemoth offers an enormous cargo hold, perfect for those looking to harvest resources. So, any of these things have their benefit, and I just love them. I'm glad they added it to the game. The ability to just like cruise over your planet surface, just kind of like you would on a normal kind of Sunday afternoon, get in your car, hop in, and just sort of enjoy the environment. Well, the fact that they added that kind of ability to this game is amazing. I love it. And yeah, look at this. Look at this. This is great. I don't think I'd ever be able to build anything this cool because it is really cool looking, and I'm not that good at this stuff. But that's fucking neat. I would love to have that. Yep, here we go. More building parts and pieces. Oh yeah, colored lighting, which was awesome. I was super happy to be able to play around with that kind of thing. Oh, personalize your base further with new material aesthetics. Interesting. Wood, stone, metal, and new colors. Interesting. Yeah, in the next update, you'll see in a little bit that I left right when I was about to start making a base, and one of the things was to harvest carbon or whatever, and I could make a wooden structure. So that's fascinating. I never really realized that would be part of it. That's cool. I also didn't know you could change the outside color, so that's fucking fascinating. Oh yes, and then they also updated the multi-tool specialization and classes. So we've got like a rifle class, experimental class, alien, straight up alien tech, and the pistol version. And again, there's the A, B, C, and rare S class. I want a rifle, dude. That looks sick. Okay, new weapon modes, that's right. A scatter blaster, which is sort of like a shotgun. The pulse spitter, which I guess is sort of like an energy weapon in general. And then the blaze javelin, which basically sounds like a lightsaber. Interesting. Probably like a blaster. Cyclotron ballista, positron ejector, infra knife accelerator. You could tell these guys sat around a table with a bong and just had fun. Anyway, permadeath mode, something I have no interest in doing because I already find the game to be stressful enough. Improve your metal by unlocking new survival and permadeath trophies. Well, that's interesting. That maybe gives you a little bit of a reason, I suppose, to enter permadeath. If you can get super high, ultra rare, awesome achievements for it, then I guess that's fair. Anything else interesting? Okay, here are the patch notes, blah, blah, blah. You can always pause this and read these if you want. That's why I'm going to scroll through it. But, yeah, I already feel like I've been talking too much about this. So let's move on to the third and most recent update, with the exception of this morning when we got next. So that newest of the oldest, you know what I mean? That update is called Atlas Rises. So, Atlas Rises is here, and it is update 1.3. Update 1.3 Atlas Rises brings a brand new and overhauled central storyline, portals, new procedural mission system, trade improvements, system economies, joint exploration, and more. New worlds. A variety and visual quality of planetary biomes has been improved. Explore rare new exotic planet types as you journey toward the galactic core, which is awesome. I haven't seen anything quite like this just yet, but I'm nowhere near the center either. But like the fact that the trees are starting to look like trees that we can wrap our head around and not just like giant fluorescent mushrooms. Don't get me wrong, I do love a good fluorescent mushroom, but the fact that these things are starting to look recognizable really helps put you in that place, in that moment. So here's another little visual update on the things that they've been improving. As you can see, these models and the textures, everything just gets better and better with each update. They're able to implement more and more detail and idea. So numerous environmental props and assets have been improved with high-resolution textures, making environments seem more high fidelity, which I would absolutely agree. These feather bushes type stuff, the dust in the atmosphere, hanging out in clumps and not being over here, but a lot of it's over here. This dirt sort of texture, all of that stuff. The rocks, I mean, it was a huge improvement by far. Atmospheric low flight assist now allows players to cruise above the terrain. Low flight and improved flight controls have made in-atmosphere dogfighting more lively and exciting. Wow, in atmosphere. I didn't even think about that. That's crazy. Oh, and you can change it from Celsius to Fahrenheit, which I did do because I'm from the United States and we use Fahrenheit for some reason. Alright, here are the patch notes. I will scroll through them. Again, you can pause if you need to, if you want to be super anal about it. I am only half anal about things, so. Doop, doop, doop. Okay. Wow, lots of things. Now, let us get to the meat and potatoes. No Man's Sky next. Version 1.5, just released this morning around 10:30, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm not going to go through all of this because I want to show more than tell. But I will go through the basics just like I have for all the others. So, Update 1.5, next, introduces a full multiplayer experience, near unlimited base building, command of freighter armadas, and a graphical overhaul, and more. This update marks the 2-year anniversary of No Man's Sky, and a lot has changed. This is an important next step in our journey. Already, you can see that there have been some major improvements. I'm actually going to cut the trailer here into the video so that you can see it in all of its glory. So let's do it right now. Yes, we are back from that, and we are super excited, are we not? Everything looks super fantastic. Going underwater and having a base under there, being able to see your character in third person, not as a glowing orb if you're playing with other people. I mean, that's just super exciting. So, getting into the multiplayer. Team up with a small group of friends and explore the universe together, or be joined by random travelers. Help friends to stay alive or prey on others to survive. Fight as a pirate or a wingman in epic space battles with friends and enemies. Group up to build communal bases, farms, and racetracks, and share your creations with all players online. Explore the galaxy at your own pace, or progress together from the very start of the game and all the way through the story. Invite your friends aboard your freighter and take on challenging multiplayer missions from the Galactic Commission station on your bridge. Communicate with other players vocally using a headset and or converse using text chat on PC. While wandering the galaxy solo, continue to experience chance encounters with strange floating orbs. Aha! The universe is wide open, and so anybody can see anybody else as an orb, but if people join in physically and officially on your game, then you'll be able to see them, which is cool. Soon after the release of No Man's Sky Next, Hello Games has planned the first season of weekly content and community events. This will be free for all players with no microtransactions. Take part in community missions and unlock new rewards and customizations. Players will also be able to interact with Xbox One Mixer streamers, by helping or hindering their gameplay. Interesting. Now, I was hoping for cross-platform or crossplay, but I don't. This is the only thing that mentions Xbox One. Next marks the launch of a new website dedicated to the community, which we are calling the Galactic Atlas. Alright, cool. This site features points of interest in the No Man's Sky Euclid Galaxy and will grow in functionality and expand over time, in part through your feedback. Key regional hubs are marked with discovery statistics and community events appearing soon. Cool. Teleporters can now be built anywhere on the planet's surface, and the teleporter menu has been reworked for the ease of use, which is awesome. Super cool. The base complexity and size limits have been dramatically increased. Players can now own multiple bases. So before, and if you remember, it said that you would have to trade your old base in, you would get a refund on all of the materials, and then you could just buy this new base. But now you can have as many bases as you'd like, spread across regions, planets, or star systems. And you can sculpt the terrain around your base with the improved terrain manipulator. So you could make your own cave, on the surface of a planet, and that could be your base. That'd be pretty cool, I think. The game is fully playable in third or first person, both on foot and on ship. I haven't seen any controls on how to switch out of third person, because I do prefer the game when I'm playing alone anyway as first person, but whatever, I'll figure that out eventually. Alright, character customization. Construct an appearance customizer in your base. Oh, no way. Oh, no way. Badass. Okay, so you can change your race, all of this stuff. No shit, dude. That's great. That is really cool. You can play as the Gek, the Vy'keen, the Korvax, or a Traveler Anomaly. Crafting and resources, so they've definitely overhauled all the different things. Like, for example, pure ferrite, that was never in the game before. Dihydrogen is new. Chromatic metal is new. Some of these are new and some of them are not. Planetary resources have been expanded with unique substances and items to find and refine on the planet's biome and weather, as well as stellar classification. Deployable tech can be picked up and carried, which is awesome. Super helpful. Crafting is deeper with the addition of buildable refiners. Convert raw substances into more valuable materials for construction in advanced products and base parts. Yep, I already built one of these. Or no, I built one of these. And yes, got to use it. You'll see that in a few minutes. Analysis visor. Alright, yep, we've definitely had some overhauls in the analysis visor. I like the new look and the new way that it works. This readout here, very cool. Graphical enhancements. Let's talk about these real quick. Then I'm probably just going to get down to the patch notes, do a quick scroll. Dramatically improved visuals bring more life than ever to planetary landscapes. Experience a greater sense of planetary scale with massively improved draw distance. Deep improvements to planetary terrain generation create more varied alien environments featuring higher mountains and more navigable cave systems. Planet surfaces now look more interesting and representative from orbit, which is awesome, which is also true. The universe is more diverse than ever, with color palette variety, dense forests and large trees, and abandoned and empty systems. New dynamic tessellation enables detailed terrain height maps. Without sacrificing performance, tessellation will be rolling out in parity to all platforms that can support it very soon. Hazardous storms look more dramatic, and with new biome-specific particle effects, significantly more detail added to ship, NPC, and building textures. And I would agree with that. I mean, look at this. This looks like a toy comparatively to this. This is like a 3D printed versus actual starship. So, totally appreciate that. Planetary rings of asteroids and improved space visuals make space more beautiful than ever. Also very true. This dynamically rainbow kind of colored streaking effect is awesome. I really liked that when I saw that for the first time. And of course, ringed planets, finally. And this is what I was talking about being representative from space. So you're in space, you see this, lots of blue water, lots of red land. You come out here, same idea, lots of blue water, red land, and then you land on it, and it's exactly what you saw. Dynamic volumetric clouds create more realistic planetary atmospheres. Increased quality clouds will be rolling out in parity to all platforms very soon, which is good because I did notice that the clouds were, they looked way better. They acted differently. You could see cloud systems from space, which is accurate and cool, but they definitely looked a little janky, so they need some work, but they're going to be doing weekly updates, weekly patches, so. Space Station Marketplace has been improved, lots of new people. This looks like a lot more populated, which is awesome. I've heard that space stations now are like there's a reason to go exploring them. They're not just a big empty fucking place with like 2 hallways and 4 rooms. Now there's like an actual space station, so that's really neat. They've improved on the flora and fauna, the animal types. Look at this guy, holy shit. I hope I do not come across that. He looks very angry. But yeah, they've creatures now respond more enthusiastically to being fed, recognize you as a friend, and alerting nearby creatures to the food source. Creature movements now appear more natural and intelligent, with improved AI and entirely revamped animations. And survive the threat of new hazardous flora and fauna. Be careful if you touch the eggs. Oh, I have not come across these eggs. And I don't know if I'm going to touch it if I do. Also very important in a huge update is the creature voices are now more diverse, and NPC vocals have been updated to match their new set of animations. The new Foley for the player character is audible throughout the game, which is awesome. The footsteps, if it's raining, the ground sounds like kind of wet and squishy. If it's a dry desert area, it sounds like you're running on gravel or sand. Very, very cool. Ship sounds and combat audio have been improved, and the game's soundtrack is expanded with several new music tracks composed by Paul Weir. Alright, let's go through the patch notes. Again, I'm just going to scroll through because we are about to dive into the comparative gameplay footage. Now, the idea here is I'm going to play through a little bit of the before, and then I'm going to cut to the pretty much the exact same area of the after. And, I'm probably not going to be focused too much on any of that as far as like going into super detail, because this whole beginning of the video has been super detailed, much more than I really anticipated or expected. So the next part of the video is probably going to be a little bit quicker and just showing quick before and after, and then I will be doing a voiceover for that as well so that I can talk as things are on screen. I can kind of talk about them. So with that being said, let us move on to the footage. Okay, so I will say that I did play earlier, but I had to change some settings, and now I'm back, and I thought I'd just be able to load back into that, but no, so... Let's see what kind of plan I get this time. Okay, it's a little chilly. 60 degrees Fahrenheit.
Shield kinetic system online. Scanner damaged. Repair required.
Well, the last planet I was just on was radioactive, so at least I feel like...
Propulsion jetpack online.
Man, this planet is like... Oh, okay. Alright.
Multi-tool and mining laser attachment.
Excellent.
Operational.
Excellent.
User initialization sequence complete.
Okay, so now we are checking out next, and right off the bat you see there's a new menu choice here to play the game with the community, or to play by yourself, or to join a larger community. For this playthrough, I picked the play by yourself on your own. So, automatically, right off the bat, we can see the clouds are completely revamped. I mean, the way they're evaporating and sort of recoalescing, it looks amazing. It definitely looks animated. It might be a little quick, but perhaps that's necessary for the style of the game, that sort of thing. I'm sure that there will be fixes to it and stuff to kind of get it to look a little bit more realistic, but for now, comparatively to what it was, I think it's a huge upgrade. We can see a sentinel out there in the distance. The ground texture looks really nice. We got an animal over here to the left. Yeah, so I mean, so far, first impressions... Oh, here we are, third person. I'd like to know what this little guy is on the backpack, but we'll get to that eventually, I'm sure. That'll be explained. that's a lot better. Yeah, I wanted to change my depth of my field of view. This is a little more realistic, I think. There's a planet out there. That's pretty neat. We are on a fancy new planet. This actually looks really cool. And they got some somewhat bigger creatures in the sky. Neat. Alright, let's go check the crash site. Well, I don't know what any of that means. That's fun. What do we got? We got some plutonium, always useful.
Radiation protection stabilizing.
Atlas connection intermittent. Pilot multi-tool critically damaged. I have awoken near a crashed starship. I can only assume it belongs to me. Though I have no memory of it, no sense of a before, the crash must have affected my memory somehow. Request log unavailable. Substituting data. Oh, lovely. Exosuit connected. Suggestion pilot should perform maintenance. Guidance available. Prioritize. Which... Alright, let's get the multi-tool. Local area offline. Analysis advisor offline. Repair sequence initiated. Now, one of the major things you will notice right off the bat with this update from Next is we're not spit out right near our ship. There is no ship to be seen. We're just sort of on the planet by ourselves, and we've got a faulty suit and a faulty multi-tool that we sort of have to take care of before we ever get to our ship. They also added an indicator here right above my my little model of a Sentinel site. So if it's blue, they're investigating, they can see me. If it's on screen at all, I'm within their sight. But if it's blue, they are investigating. I literally just logged in and already I got a Sentinel on my back. So that definitely adds a little bit of, I don't know, anxiety to the game, but in a good way. A little bit of, you know, it feels like maybe a little bit of danger. I don't know. So right now I am collecting what is a new element, what used to be, I believe, iron is now called ferrite dust. And right now I'm trying to figure out how to recharge my hazard protection. You need sodium or other related type of elements, which I have none of right now. So this update doesn't hold your hand through this tutorial part necessarily, but as you can see down in the bottom right hand corner, they do give you sort of like the next step. So for example, collect sodium 0 out of 10. So I used my scanner, I found sodium, which are in this form of these little plants here, and I'm going to take that, go in, and just refill. There we go. So now the beginning stage so far that I've seen in Next is very much this. You kind of have to wander around, build up your suit and your scanner and your multi-tool, get all that back to good, and then you can do what I just did and scan, and we found the ship. But it's not in our general neighborhood. In fact, I had to go around a giant chasm, all the while taking care of my suit, making sure that I don't die from the toxicity of the planet. Got a little bit more sodium here. And now I can see the icon, but there's like a wall or a cloudy abyss. So you got to kind of work around the environment here. But yeah, so here we come up and around, a little bit more sodium. We're definitely reaching some sort of area here. We got some crash technology, a save and chart point. But yeah, I gotta say, man, right off the bat, all the textures, the models, like everything just looks so good. The soundscape also has been improved. More audio has been added to everything, so that's pretty awesome. The environment just feels like you can see all the particle simulations going on in different areas of like smoke and stuff like that, and just general atmosphere. So, okay, now we're coming up to the ship, and we're going to be switching back over to the before footage once I get through basically the same step I just ended on. So, here we go. Kind of the same thing, Atlas connection intermittent, talking about the ship's issues. The X2 has directed me to a crashed starship. They react to my touch. I can only assume it belongs to me, but I have no memory of it. So again, very similar to the beginning of the way it was. And now it's going to suggest that I fix the things. And so before it gave you the option to choose whether you wanted the multi-tool of the ship. Well, this is saying, I've already got the multi-tool figured out. Now it's saying, okay, you gotta take care of the ship. Self-guided, okay. Gather iron, okay. From rocks. Iron from rocks. This looks like a rock over here. Nope. Nope. Yeah, okay. Is it journey? Log. That's what I want. Prepare annihilate. Okay. Okay, so I need to go to... I need carbon for that. I need iron for that. Nice. Alright, so now I need some carbon. But I got the analysis visor. Oh, I need carbon. Okay, so that's just living. Yep. Oh, oh. I also believe this game saves every time you get in and out of the ship, or out of the ship. So, but... Okay, now I should have more than enough to... Yes. I need iridium and zinc. What makes... Oh, okay. Iron makes carite sheets. Okay. Alright. I need some iron. Oh! You bastard. Uh-oh. Do I have none? I have, what is it? Isotope. Yeah, I thought I had some of that. Good to know, good to know. Ow. Knowledge stone. You don't say. Interloper. Ooh, that's me. I'm usually called that, so that's cool. Oh. You douche. We don't need your kind around here. Okay, so picking up where we left off. We need to fix our ship, and that's pretty much the mission that we're on. So, as I stated, you step out, and it saves a restore point, so that's basically saving your game. And this here, now I'm just getting some coordinates, or... Oh no, this is the original broadcast, okay. So, I'm not sure what that original broadcast actually means. I don't know if you're claiming a planet or something. I'm not quite sure what that actually stands for, but... yeah, I took a second here to slow down some footage to show the rays of sun and just the general atmosphere of it. Yeah, the overhaul really, really broadens the horizon, I guess you could say. Actually, that doesn't really make much sense, but it really makes the game feel solid, I guess you could say. So there I just fixed some part of it, and now... Yes, okay, right. I need a hermetic seal, and I have to go out and go on a small adventure to find that. So there's going to be some technology that you have to build from scratch by going out and getting the raw material, and there are going to be other bits of technology that have been part of a pre-existing site that you have to go and then find. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm finding the navigational data, which will lead me to a previous site which has a hermetic seal. Okay, so now I just built a signal booster. The other great thing about this new technology that you can build is you can pack it up and transport it with you, which is a game changer for sure. I love that animation. It really gives you a sense of scale. Alright, and there is our coordinate. That's where we are heading to get our hermetic seal so that we can fix up our boat and get off this rock. As you may or may not be able to tell, I recorded voiceover during gameplay on the before segment, but I did not record my voiceover during gameplay here. In the after, so that's why I'm recording it separately. Hopefully it doesn't feel too disjointed. I do love this blocky kind of grid that they've got over certain elements. I think it just adds a really cool look to the game. Up ahead of us you can see a really big actual deposit of sodium, which is awesome that they grow in bigger chunks too, not just individual plants. So you can kind of come in and find something like this and really stock up on those elements, which is pretty cool. And now we get a chance to see some weather, which is exciting. Perfect time to up my hazard protection and life support. Now I cut through a decent chunk of the storm in my travel, but this gives you the beginning, sort of the little bit of the middle. You can see also the clouds, the dynamic cloud lighting as they pass over. It changes like the mood, and it, things get darker, and it just feels like very realistic, and it's super exciting. You can see down below in the bottom left-hand side it says storm, and my protection is dropping 3 times faster than normal. So during these moments, unless you can get underground and protected or in your ship, you're going to have to be on top of keeping up on your hazard protection, because these toxic storms will kill you pretty quick. And again, like I said, I cut through a lot of that, so it's over quickly here in this demo, but yeah, it was a good good length of time. So it really felt like a danger. I really felt like I was, on my toes. So here we are on the older site. You got some ship traffic in the sky, which always looks great. Another great shot of the clouds in the distance.
Toxic protection. Stabilizing.
So we just picked up the blueprints, I guess. We have the previous settler here talking something about leaving stuff behind. Visor damaged, can't find ship. Okay, and here we are. We get the hermetic seal. And now it's just a matter of making our way back to the boat. Oh, we're going to be adding some technology. Here we go.
Technology installed.
Just got hit by another angry plant thing. We got some deuterium, which is useful. I believe you make some sort of lubricant with deuterium in this game. I think I could be way off. I'm not sure. We got some animal life, some fauna here. The models have been improved, animation styles have been improved. So, and I mean, really, you can kind of tell just by looking at it. Okay, we're slowly making our way back. Again, it was a bit of a distance to run on foot. Those big yellow patches on the ground are pure copper deposits, as far as I can tell. And you will see me take out some of that copper near the end of the video.
Toxic protection.
Yeah, I personally can't wait to get off this planet just because of how toxic just the general environment is, even during a calm day like this. So here we are back at that sodium deposit, and we are going to make sure our hazard protection is good to go. Got some condensed carbon. Interesting. It'll be interesting because there are different types of these elements. There's ferrite dust, there's pure ferrite, they have chromatic metals, which includes ferrite. So there are different tiers of elements or material, which is interesting.
Technology recharge.
Alright, let's fix up the boat here with our hermetic seal. Alright, so the pulse engine is good to go. Now we just need to fix the launch thruster with dihydrogen jelly and pure ferrite.